Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, September 7th, 7:45 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. A long-duration M1.6 solar flare earlier today produced an amazing coronal mass ejection, shooting south and away from Earth. Good news there. We have some earthquake activity in Southern California as well as the Geysers region, and a tropical system in the next few days will move up the coast of the Western Gulf and affect Texas and Louisiana in just a few days. Keep calm. It's boom time. A developing story breaking now. Multiple people shot in an active shooter situation near I-75 in eastern Kentucky. The suspect is still at large. Police have shut down I-75 in eastern Kentucky due to an active shooter situation, according to the Laurel County Sheriff's Department. Wow. According to the Sheriff's Department, numerous people have been shot near I-75. According to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, he's asking people to avoid the area. That sounds like a pretty darn good idea. Now back to the weather. Invest 91L likely to form tropical depression in the Gulf of Mexico in the next week. You can see they're here in the Bay of Campeche. I believe that's what they call that. Right near where the dinosaur-ending asteroid struck. That system's going to develop and wrap its way up the coast in the coming days. Here is Disturbance 1, 80% chance of boom time. Here are the current tracks on the spaghetti models, and let us take a look at the intensity models. That's really going to give us a good idea if this will turn into a tropical storm or a hurricane. So not ever, maybe barely becoming a tropical storm, if at all, which is good news for those that live in the region. That doesn't mean that it's going to be an insignificant event. This could be bringing torrential rains and flooding events to this region in just about 4 days. Here's the full forecast. Excessive heat continues in the western U.S. Excessive rainfall lingers along the North Gulf Coast. Excessive heat will continue through this weekend for the southwest U.S. Heat will slowly abate across the northwest through today as upper-level low pressure moves in. Many areas remain under excessive heat warnings and heat advisories. Heavy to excessive rainfall will continue as a threat for flooding today from southern Louisiana through northern Florida. Let's take a quick look at the GFS model and show you what we're talking about here. Here's all that tropical moisture here going to be continuing its relentless assault on Florida as well as the Gulf Coast states. And as that tropical system in the Yucatan there moves up and rafes the coast of Mexico there, you can see it's going to come up, maybe strengthen a little here before it makes landfall on Louisiana on Thursday, September 12th, just 5 days from now. If we move the models forward, another interesting hurricane is coming in from the Lesser Antilles and then through the Caribbean, and will be bumping and jumping around here, almost make landfall in New England. Look at this. And quickly wisp away. But take a look what's on the map. The big blue. Let's take a look at total snowfall. Holy macaroni. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore says it doesn't snow anymore, but apparently snow is in the models. Now let's talk about seismicity in California today after a smaller quake, 3.9 magnitude earthquake hits the Inland Empire, followed by a dozen aftershocks, and people's nerves are rattled. And a magnitude 4.3 earthquake hits the Geysers in Sonoma County as well. There you can see the Southern California activity, the Geysers activity up here to the north. Let's move it in, and we'll start with the Geysers. A very interesting string of quakes. First, we've got the 4.3, followed by a 3.1, and then a 2.5. Boom, boom, boom. So we'll keep a close eye on the Geysers moving forward. Let's come down to SoCal here, and right downtown near Ontario. Take a look at that in L.A. Right downtown, Leroy Brown. We've got a 3.9, a 2.6, and a 3.5. Rattling nerves in Pomona and Rancho Cucamonga. Say that. That's really fun to say. Rancho Cucamonga. Cowabunga. Worldwide volcano news update. Not a lot of volcanic activity today. One of the few days where we get winded running down the list. We've got Nevado de Ruiz, 21,000 feet, Semedu to 14. Who knew? Now you do. Suanos Hima puffing to 7,000 foot today. White Island to 4,000 foot. Sabancaya to 22,000 foot. Ibu, 18,000 foot puff. Suanos Hima, 7,000 foot. Sangay on the list. Sabancaya to 26,000. Semedu, 14,000 foot puff. White Island, continuous low-level eruption. Ibu to 7,000. Sangay, 19,000 foot puff. Suanos Hima on the list, 7,000 foot puff. Suanos Hima, another 6,000 foot puff. And wrapping up the list is Novato de Ruiz, 19,000 foot puff. But that is for Sunday, September 8th, tomorrow. Space weather news. A long-duration eruption today, an eruption to the south of AR 3813, was observed Saturday morning beginning around 6:15 UTC, September 7th. The event measured as a long-duration M1.6 flare and is associated with the coronal mass ejection. Based on coronagraph imagery, it is going to the south. And we'll give you a quick look over here. Boom, there it is. Almost completely southerly. No halo component, and it looks like it's shot straight south, which is good news for Earth because, and there's the direction of that. It looks almost like a pipe there, doesn't it? Like an old-fashioned pipe where you put a little bit of the Cavendish in there. But I do digress. The good news is this baby isn't headed towards Earth. Check out this article. Scientists are intrigued by signs of hidden ring of objects at the edge of our solar system. A decade of observations with the Subaru telescope in Hawaii has uncovered the existence of an intriguing cluster of objects at the edge of our solar system. The resulting study, set to be published in the Planetary Science Journal, suggests there could be an entire structure of objects lying beyond the uncharted darkness of the Kuiper Belt, a vast disk of icy bodies encircling the most distant reaches of our sun's domain. The paper, entitled Candidate Distant Trans-Neptunian Objects Detected by New Horizons Subaru TNO Survey, shows that they reported the detection of 239 trans-Neptunian objects discovered through the ongoing New Horizons survey for distant minor bodies being performed by the Hyper Supreme Cam Mosaic Imager. Now, what this means is that Planet X is not necessary. We have tons of material in our solar system that we are unaware about beyond the reaches of Neptune. And that's a Neptune boom. Boeing Starliner's future is unclear, even though it made a safe landing. The troubled spacecraft has finally come home, but it was lacking 2 NASA astronauts. I wonder what the problem is. Guys, join us in a few minutes over at Magnetic Reversal News for the most incredible 60 minutes, and the effing awesome classroom continues. Did humans walk with dinosaurs? Well, there is a whole museum dedicated to it, and thousands upon thousands of people flock to a river in Texas, the next of the Schmexes, to look at human footprints next to dinosaur footprints. The only problem is you'll have to watch the show to find out more. We also talk about absolute dating using Miyake events and the formation of electric gold nuggets. So go get it. Also, if you didn't know, Lee and I will be live and in person next weekend, all weekend at the 35th Annual Crestone Energy Fair, September 14th and 15th, 2024, rooting forward. You can meet us live and in person in Crestone, Colorado, the entire weekend at the free event, the Crestone Energy Fair, the longest ongoing natural building fair on planet Earth, where you can learn about, well, seed saving and permaculture in our workshop, 12 noon, Saturday and Sunday. And all the seeds you save, you get to keep, and they are for free. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share the video. We need your help supporting the channel. One-time donations are appreciated, but the best way to support us is becoming a Patreon with a small monthly pledge. As little as $1 a month will get you all of our podcasts in one place, commercial free, and it really helps with the algorithm. if you give us a thumbs up. We love each and every one of you. We'll see y'all at Crestone. And, well, actually, we'll see you all in a few minutes over at Magnetic Reversal News for the next boom.